welcome, each and every one of you to another episode of Beyond the Headlines. I'm here with Linda Paris. What's going on, Linda? How are you today?
I'm doing great, Thomas, and you have to tell us what you did with your son on Daddy Day.
Absolutely. So on Daddy Day, we had a great time together. We camped out in the living room, put up a pop tent, everything like that. We went out to eat together. Did virtual reality. It rains every day up here, so it's tough for us to get out and do that. My son really likes the it's like instrumental. It's called like 80s synthwave. Like it's just like a beat. Wow. It's just like a beat, and we ride around and we pretend we're cops. We'll just like shoot it. It's pretty cool. Like he rides up front. He's not supposed to, but it's just like the city speed limit's like 15 miles an hour. Like around the town, around the city. So he rides up front, and we just ride around like we're cops. It's pretty fun. He loves doing that. So, but it's a good weekend. Good weekend.
Those are the best times, I think, between parents and children. And I remember my dad. He was so busy trying to support us, and one time he promised us he was going to take us to Virginia City. Mm-hmm. And you know how the programming is that we blame our parents if we don't have an Ozzie and Harriet, Leave It to Beaver kind of
Sure. Upbringing. Absolutely.
Like we all think we're supposed to have this perfect upbringing. So I remember my poor dad suffered through that. You never took us to Virginia City.
Oh, God.
So it's good that you're doing that kind of thing and taking him to those places. He can't point his finger at you.
Yeah. No, we do a lot. You know, what's in Virginia City? What was there that you guys?
Actually, if you really want to know, this is a brush with greatness. Mm-hmm. When we went, our grandparents took us, mm-hmm. and Tony Dow was there. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Well, on Leave It to Beaver,
okay,
Tony Dow was the older brother of Wally of the Beaver. So I got a picture of my brother standing next to Tony Dow. It's like a cowboy town, right?
Sure. Oh, okay, yeah.
All this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then they had a guest star, Tony Dow, who was dressed like a cowboy. Mm-hmm. And signing autographs. And I got my brother like up next to him.
Oh, nice.
Getting his autograph and everything. So
that's awesome. Celebrity. I've met who have I met? I've met a couple celebrities. I have met if you've ever seen the movie Friday, he's also in Little Nicky, the black guy Debo. I can't think of his name, but he's like the big bully guy. I met him he was at a restaurant, and I was like, oh my God, like that's really him. But we have important business to talk about today.
That's right.
And people may or may not like this, but today, dun dun dun, we're going to be talking about Pleiadians. They're all demons. Get them out of here. They're all demons. That's what I always hear. And I just don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to it.
Well, here's my position, if I could. Just
absolutely.
Say my position. They may be demons. I don't know. But I think that we should talk about them as if they're not demons for a while, instead of stopping the conversation by going, they're demons.
Right. Then it's over. This is going to be the shortest episode of Beyond the Headlines because we're going to just say they're demons and we're going to turn it off. So
exactly.
That's not what we're going to do today.
The idea is just pretend. Pretend there is such a thing. It'd be like saying, well, okay, the moon could be hollow, right?
Sure.
And a lot of people are saying it is. There's a lot of people that don't really believe the moon is hollow, but if we do a episode of Beyond the Headlines on it, we're going to be talking about all of that, the pros and the cons and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so we're just kind of imagining, what if there are Pleiadians? I think that's how you say it, Pleiadians?
Pleiadians, yep.
Pleiadians.
Mm-hmm.
What if there are Pleiadians? What if there is, this extraterrestrial thing and it's been left out of biblical writings, like we don't know. And just to expand your mind a little bit and think, okay, well, I don't believe this, but, okay, this is something people are talking about. And I wanted to bring up because while we were sitting here going over some things, I do know some things, and it's based on what the Nazis were doing.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the Nordics. Like, this was really a big part of what they believed. Also, what Admiral Byrd said was inside of the North Pole and the South Pole, and I would be willing to bet that both are an entrance to someplace, where something's going on, or they wouldn't be hiding it and cordoning it off. But the Maria Orsic, who was one of the Vril maidens, remember, they had the long hair and they thought they could communicate with extraterrestrials, and they helped them, actually helped them, I believe, build the bell. I think that some people can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not real sure about this, but I was thinking that Orsic had something to do with the bell, and that when the bell should have been a good thing, but what the Nazis did was take the technology and they started exploring it in all kinds of horrible ways. I did another video, Thomas. You were with your son, and you can check it out. But to talk about the Nazi bell right now, I better not get into it. But this woman, Maria Orsic, who was she was telling them how to build things she's claimed, talking to extraterrestrials. Well, what we know about the DNA is it helps when you have similar DNA, and some of these psychics that solve crimes and stuff, their DNA is able to pick up on other people's DNA. You know how they hold a glove or a murder weapon or something and suddenly they know?
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that they have the ability it's a little crossover ability that their DNA has to cross over with other people's DNA and actually read what happened through the DNA. So they're saying that's true. So I'm saying that, right here it says, meet William Tompkins. And William Tompkins, he's like a famous whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what all he's been through, and he's really out there. But a lot of people are saying that Maria Orsic was a Palladian, and that's why she was able to make contact with these other aliens, because she had Palladian DNA. And so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, William Tompkins knew so much. He was a whistleblower. He is passed away. Another fellow YouTuber, Jordan Sather, actually had an interview with him. It was done very well. I know Jordan is really into this sort of thing, which I like that he brings the aspect of everything from, secret space program to Palladians, so on and so forth. I mean, he debunks these other channels out there that are actually pushing a lot of disinformation. I believe, I like Jordan, and I think that he brings a lot of credibility to all of it. And, I'm not, I subscribe to it. I think that it's I subscribe to the idea that these entities, these Palladians, reptilians, so on and so forth, I don't think that they're all bad. I think that, I don't think that we are all, I don't think that we should actually sit here and say, well, everything outside of this planet, out of this 3D realm is evil. I don't think so. I just don't subscribe to that at all.
Well, according to everything I've read, and I read about these Palladians and the reptilians a long time ago because I was researching the reptilians, and I still believe that we may have reptilians in the earth. I really am. It's not off the table for me. And
no.
It's hard to put anything off the table at this point, which is part of the point of this show.
Exactly. I love it.
Expand your thinking just for how long is it? 2 hours or something?
Yeah. 2 hours. Expand your thinking. That's what Q says. Expand your thinking.
Yeah.
I want to just, before I get too far behind, I got to catch up with some super chats. SS Magamofo, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Taraxicum Aficional says, great show. I appreciate it. Taraxicum, I guess. Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. And Kanish with the big super chat, thank you so much. Says, love you both. We love right back at you. I'm glad you guys are not being narrow-minded about this. And you're able to invite us in to your lives so that we could talk about some cool stuff that I think we should all just really get into. Yeah,
and I'd like to start off this conversation by saying it this way.
Let's go.
What if there's big chunks of the Bible that are missing, that are supposed to be with it? What if there's all kinds of ancient texts that are supposed to be working together and we're missing most of it? What if God had a bigger plan than maybe what we thought? Maybe it's more all-encompassing. What if demons are actually creating some of these things that could be considered Palladians and different species? But here's the thing. Look at what these people are doing here on right now. In these deep underground dumps. They're doing evil things to people who are saying they have, and we haven't even gotten into the star seed, all of that, are saying that they have Anunnaki DNA.
Right.
And the idea has been floated that this whole cosmos created by God had many different forms of humans before it got to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And that there is a certain faction that is hacked by demonic entities, and that it's hacked, but it's not, like you said, a whole species or race. You really have to start thinking about humanoids, and what if, my God, what if why didn't they, here's where I'd like to start too. Why didn't they show us what they found on the moon? Right. Why didn't they show us? We know they went. Right. But then they faked it. They didn't show us what they found. Why? That's a big fat question.
It's a huge question.
And also, we're hearing there's things on, Saturn, that there's even stuff in the ring of Saturn. Mm-hmm. So what's going on? It's like space just stopped.
Right. Exactly. Oh, it just stopped. Like we'd stop it. I really think that something occurred 2012-ish, that initiated some sort of different timeline onto all of us. So I think that was a turning point of what I think is that I believe that was about the turning point where they started to talk to Trump about, let's get this going. Like we're going to open up a workforce of light workers, a faction, and we're going to take back this planet. We're going to take back humanity. That's just what I've kind of read into. And again, with the secret space program coming along and Space Force, that's what I meant to say, Space Force. Right. There's so much more to that people are like, oh, we're going to go to, POTUS always says we're going to go to the moon. And then from the moon, that's actually a jump base to Mars. He's like, most people don't know that. And a lot of people don't know that. But it's like, why did we never go? And
remember what he said when he said Space Force? And when he introduced the idea at all of his rallies, he would go Space Force, and then he'd go, we need it.
Yeah.
He said that right after every single time. He didn't say, oh, for this or that or to explore or anything. He said, we need it. That's what he said.
Right. Yeah, I think there's more to that. I want to get into, you were talking about like the different races and stuff. Like, I definitely believe that there are good entities, bad entities. I believe that these Palladians could be helping us, our military, behind the scenes, thus We're still so new to all of this whole shift of light, and we've been kept in the dark about so many things. Give me a break with what we drive today. We're so far behind in technology. They can't spring this on us. We'd lose our minds. People out there would start offing themselves. They would start questioning reality. It would be like a breakdown. People couldn't handle it. And it's the same thing with like the Catholic Church, and we can get into these politicians and CEOs and all these people talking about pineal glands and adrenochrome. Why are they doing that? Do human beings really do that? Do human beings really do that? You could give me $50 billion. I never could do anything like that.
I know. You could offer me all the money in the world and I wouldn't be able to do it. I would gag and throw up my whole everything. It's like, no, I couldn't make myself do it. So what's going on here really?
Right. So you're telling me that those people are humans? They're not. And I've been saying that on this channel.
I agree.
They're not people.
Another thing you said that I thought was really important was you were saying that they could be. You're not saying they are, but that these Palladians, they could be good. Or maybe there's some of them that are good. Just to say they're all evil, there's a chance that if they exist, they might not be all evil. Sometimes people say clones are all evil. Clones aren't evil. It depends on who the person was. If the person was evil, then the clone's going to be evil.
Right.
But if the person wasn't evil, certainly they can turn people, and I've heard about this a lot, into robots. And that's what they're really trying to do in the long run. They want to program a bunch of us in groups and have us go off and do exactly what they want us to do. And they want to be able to look on some computer and see into our minds to make sure we're not thinking anything wrong and that we're thinking all the way that they want us to. And
right.
Who would do that but creatures from another freaking planet? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true. I'm just not going to buy in that they're all bad. I believe that. Right.
But you said they could be helping, and I agree with that. They could be.
Right. I want to bring this in real quick onto, I'm going to share this with you. Let me bring it in. Boom. That looks perfecto. Boom. And share the screen, Thomas. There we go. So, proof of alien life. Guys, don't get triggered. Please don't get triggered while watching this. I got another question. We have 1.2 thousand people watching right now, and we have 360 likes. What's up with that? We should have over 1,000 likes. So hit the like button, okay? If you're enjoying Beyond the Headlines right now, just hit the like button. That's all I ask. And if you want to subscribe to me or Linda, you can go to True Reporting on YouTube. You're here now. Go ahead and subscribe. Or you can go to McAllister TV and go to subscribe to Linda. And follow us both on Twitter. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to support us, you can go ahead and hit the super chat under the chat. You can go and donate to our PayPals and Patreons. Do that as well. You're the life source, right? We battle censorship every single day. But I'm just got to throw that out there, maybe once or twice through the show. All right.
As long as we're throwing random stuff out there.
Sure.
I really enjoyed that live stream you had with Severe. Is it Severe Anon? And then the other guy. Who was the other guy?
The other guy's name is Polar Bear Smack, and I just met him. I just met him a week ago, and we got ourselves a good little trifecta friendship right there.
Well, that was I really enjoyed that live stream and everything that you guys talked about. And then you got into the cloning thing too, which is, of course, I'm the one that keeps saying, I believe them. I believe there is cloning. Nobody will ever convince me that there isn't. And again, back to the Palladians or the idea of extraterrestrial beings, both reptilians and Palladians, because I guess if you believe in the Palladians, then you believe in the reptilians because they're arch enemies.
Correct.
So, talking about that, who would do this? except maybe extraterrestrials cloning people. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. In the chat, exactly. Ams Dave, Q even said we're not alone. Absolutely, absolutely true. He did say that. They did say that, and we'll get into that too. Let's get into this. All right, the top 10 proofs of Palladian aliens on Earth. You know, I looked around a little bit. I wanted to get into this with you. So the Palladian aliens, if you don't know, if you're oblivious to any of this, okay, and you follow QAnon, he's saying that question was asked, are we alone? He said no, right? Think of the nearest star. That's the post. Palladian aliens, also known as Nordic aliens, are said to resemble humans in many ways. They exist in different space and time dimensions. I love that. As they have the ability to control the authority of spiritual spaces. These come from the star constellations, also known as the Pleiades. Pleiades, that's how it's pronounced. Which holds 7 stars, and Tiega is one of the 7 stars. I believe it's actually in the constellation of Taurus, by the way. 9 planets orbit the star, out of which 4 are occupied with living things. If you think that Earth is the only place where there are living entities, you are so naive right now. Expand your thinking, as Q always says, right? The Palladian aliens originated from the planet Era, ERRA, I guess is how it's pronounced, which orbits the star Tiega. Era is very much identical to planet Earth and is 10% smaller than it. About 400 million beings live on Era. And I'm sure you can look this up right now. I mean, if you want to look up what this planet is and it's right near the star Tiega, look it up right now. Just like on Mother Earth, they have animals and a plant life, and a day on Era is just about 6/10 seconds less than that of Earth. The people of Era don't use telephones as they do communicate through telepathy. Hey, there's another thing. I'll pause right there. When we see shows like The X-Files or Twin Peaks or what's the other one? It's the black and white one.
Outer Limits.
Outer Limits is great too. Yes. Yeah. And Twilight Zone, thank you. All these aliens, when they talk, it's all through telepathy.
Yeah.
Like, where did they get this information? That's what it was. Hollywood knows so much. I think they're trying to tell us a lot of stuff here. I think that they already have so many proofs. Think of Stanley Kubrick. You know, he knew a bunch of stuff. A lot of people say he even faked the moon landing. So what do you think about this? You think that there's another planet out there where there are these beings who look just like us, but they're light beings, like they're just like of pure light. And a lot of people say, and I'll leave you with this, a lot of people say that the reason that they are pure light and pure love is because they're on such a high density or a high frequency. Yeah, they're in 5D, 6D. We're still in 3D. So they're able to just see all above, all the negativity, all the blind sides. What do you think about that?
I think that the idea is, and we talked about, what's his face? Jack Parsons, breaking the 8, and that's what they're always trying to do when they have these concerts and stuff in Hollywood. They're trying to break the 8, pierce the veil, between the dimensions. And I think in that case, they're piercing the lower dimensions. But I do think that these Palladians could be 5th dimensional. In other words, if you want to open your mind, I open my mind every time I start doing this. On
Got to.
Sunday or Friday. But if you want to, I believe in interdimensional beings, and I believe interdimensional beings are also spirit beings. And so demonic spirits, spirit beings, demons, demonic spirits, but also I believe that when we find out how they have been messing with the whole, it's not just a life, and a death of a person, and how to duplicate them, and how to extend their life, and how to access their mind, and how to take their mind out of their body and put it in another body, and all of these things that we have no business doing. That out of all this has come like a monstrosity and I guess the word I'm looking for is, or maybe the phrase I'm looking for is, it's like the Third Reich on like crack and steroids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These people are messing with things that are so far beyond what they were doing in World War II. It's really hard for us to wrap our brain around, simply because they have hidden the science from us. And I think they are doing hive, that believe they have a web. This is going to be hard to explain.
It's okay.
I'm gonna go for it though. I believe there is a field, a torsion field around us, that is that we have been eating aluminum, and they've been spraying us with aluminum and all kinds of metals and stuff like that react as receivers to this plasma-based AI nanotechnology that is, it's like a cloud, right? And so it affects all of us. And those, it depends on, I guess, on how many receptors you have in your body, and I guess they could put implants and everything else in you, but they can actually put thoughts in people's heads. And it's a hive mentality. And you can see it right now in the libtards, these Democrats and stuff. You can see it. They hate Trump. They don't know why. And it's, if you notice, one of the memes I use, and I don't know who did it, some brilliant anon, it's got a bunch of NPCs and they're typing on computer boards, and it says more than hate. It's more than hate.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it's complete brainwashing. That's what I'm saying. Like, these people are of pure light. And what I've also heard, we're getting a lot of great questions in the chat, so I'm trying to research everything at the same time. So another good thing, and I don't think anyone said this, but a lot of people think that just because these people, these beings, these Pleiadians they're vibrating at such a high level, pure love, pure peace, which is what we are. Again, just, to what you just said, we're hypnotized, we're under brainwashing, so we're kept down for a reason, so that these elite and these dark entities who obviously have taken over this planet are definitely, they're using us for energy. They feed off our sadness and death and adrenochrome and whatever. They are harvesting us. I believe that to be true. And what I'm going to say is, the reason that we aren't able to keep in contact with these 5D beings is because we're actually quarantined from them, because we vibrate at a 3D level. All right, real quick. So this is going to make sense. So we vibrate at such a low level that a lot of people say when you get ascension symptoms, like when we start to raise our vibration, it actually it hurts us because we're not used to it. Our body has to adjust to it. So imagine them coming from 5D, something beautiful and just of pure love and harmony, down to this. We have to stay quarantined from them until we can fix what's happened on Earth. All right, that was a mouthful, but I got it out, and I know it to make sense.
I just want to add to that something I listened to last night and this morning that goes right along with just everything that we're talking about. And also these supposedly, and I'm not saying they don't exist, I'm saying I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they do or don't. I'm saying I'm going to wait and find out, but right now I'm not questioning it. Mm-hmm. But these people are supposed to be really beautiful, okay? Sure. And they're Nordic looking, they're beautiful. And if you go online and look them up and go look at images, they're all like, 9 feet tall, gorgeous, blonde, people.
Kind of reminds me of Ivanka Trump.
Well, yeah. They all look like all of like Heidi Klum and Ivanka Trump and all these like Nordic women, although I think Ivanka is a real woman. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about Heidi Klum, but the point is that the reason, and I heard this, and I'm glad I got a chance to share this, that here's the thing. They, yes, keep us at a lower vibrational level. And sometimes they do it through religion, because you get yourself attached to a certain thing, and then somebody else is attached to a certain thing. And what happens? You start arguing. And so here's the thing. And I'm saying there's lots of things like this. Religion is just one of them, but politics and, all kinds of other things. They keep us stressed out, bills, finances, you could go on and on. They're feeding us sugar. I could be here all night if I talked about all the things, frequency,
Absolutely.
the cell phone, all of it. So they're keeping us at this agitated level. That's what's keeping us down. And that the way out, see, you don't have to, here's the thing. They're doing it to us, but we have the right to say no, and we can say no. And here's how you do it. You have to stay calm at all times. So when you catch yourself getting pissed off or agitated, you are actually getting further away from your spiritual self and more into the earthly things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to stay closer to God and your spiritual self, you have to try to keep yourself. Now, remember, they're agitating us.
Yes.
With these AIs and these programs and this sort of hive mentality is what they want to try to reproduce, with the AI system. It's like a web that's all over us. And I have a feeling some of the spraying that's being done right now is killing off this AI system that the white hats are doing it. And it's combating this. It's a plasma based. I really believe it is. And it is able to some extent control us through our vices, though. Our vices. So we have the power to say no, but along with that, we have to stop ourselves from getting angry. We have to stop ourselves from going out and getting drunk, because don't you think, half of America right now just wants to go out and get drunk.
Sure.
Till this whole thing is over with.
Sure.
But we have to stop ourselves from doing those things, because that's going to pull us away from God, away from our eternal spirit. And I heard that. And I think that's why these people are, I think it's why they are so ugly. And I think it's why these people are so beautiful, because when you are able to do that, you're actually healing yourself.
100%. And I guarantee you they live hundreds of years too. Guarantee it.
And inside your body and everything, like you're healing yourself, you're manifesting it, and you're thinking good thoughts, and you're like making it happen. Whereas these people are down in the gutter, and they're thinking about killing, having sex with kids, all the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
And so they look it, they're and their bodies are producing chemicals that are harming them.
100%. Look at the way that they're dying. Hillary, Weinstein, Epstein, all of them. They all they're dying.
Did you hear about the adrenochrome theory?
Tell me.
Tainted adrenochrome by the white hats out of China.
What?
Yeah. Is that a good idea?
That's crazy. That's a crazy theory. That's crazy. Yeah, that very well could be that they're just, it's either a lack of or it's tainted.
Somebody wrote, did you notice that the people in Hollywood are getting real sick real fast? Tainted adrenochrome. And you never know who these are, but it's definitely something to think about, because
poison the supply.
Look, you're not going to feel bad about tainting adrenochrome. That these people have to kill. And
that is so smart. Yes. You wouldn't, no one would feel bad about that. That's really smart, Linda. I like that.
The other thing is they're running out. They're like drug addicts.
Sure.
And you know how drug addicts, like, they'll buy anything, like borax in a
yeah.
Because they're just hoping. That's, I think, maybe what these people are doing. And so you hand them the tainted adrenochrome and they just snarf it up because they're just hoping.
Yeah. No, it's either, that's a great theory. Either it's tainted or there's just a lack thereof. I have a lot of super chats with a lot of great questions. So, guys, again, if you do want to super chat your question, because the chat moves so quickly for me to keep up with listening to Linda, keeping up with you, doing all these links and stuff, it's just a lot to take in. So if you want to super chat your question, I promise you I'll read it. So let's go ahead and start here. From Seabass, appreciate it, my man. Thank you, Seabass, for the super chat. Linda, do you know anything about Nibiru? I had to look a little bit into this.
That's Planet X, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. And didn't they discover that they said they discovered it like within the past 20 years or something like that, 30 years, something like that. Yeah, that's about all I know about it, but isn't there supposed to be humanoids or something that come from that planet?
The thing is that it's supposed to be what I read, which I thought I knew this, but it's supposed to be like a cataclysmic event where Nibiru collides with Earth. And then that's it. And it says, Seabass also says, and the Pope warning Trump not to go there. I've never heard about it.
No, I didn't hear about that one.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find anything on that. The Pope warning Donald Trump not to go to Nibiru. While you look that up, I'm going to keep going. Nico Hammer, great name, by the way. Watching from Australia. Love your work, brother. Nico, thank you, my man. Appreciate it. What is it, about 12 in the afternoon right now over there? Appreciate it. Continuing, Vicky Richardson, thank you. I had an encounter many years ago. I was 18. We'll get into encounters too, my friends. I was left with a triangle burn in the back of my leg. I had missing time, and I've never been more terrified. Jesus, Vicky, that's absolutely. Have you been had any more encounters of this? Any more visits? Raven Haber, who I appreciate so much. Follow her on Twitter as well. Nice to see you. And Linda, back in the saddle again. You both make my day or night. LOL. Don't ever change the way you both are. Linda makes me laugh. Love you both. Raven, thank you for that massive super chat. I greatly appreciate it so much. Please, I follow Raven on Twitter. She's great. So if you want to as well, Raven Haber.
Did Raven just say she had an experience?
No, that was Vicky, the one before. Vicky.
I just got through watching this guy. His name is Mr. I want to say Mr. Mystery or something like that. Mm-hmm. And all his story, he does a lot of stories of encounters, and I believe, you guys, all of you people who have, not all, I guess some people are scamming, but, people who genuinely have encounters, I believe you, and I know a lot of people actually who have had it. Do you know anybody who's had an encounter?
Yes, I do. I met my first one, which is extremely strange. Polar Bear Smack, who was on with Severe. Oh. Yeah. He texted me and said that he and his wife and children were all taken aboard. Whoa. And they actually the entities that they were with were actually. They were like a family, and they were playing with their kids. And he said when you looked into their eyes, you could see like the solar system, like it was like crystal blue, and they were like 8 feet tall. He said it was very, very intense. Crazy story. We'll get him on here to talk about it. Let me finish with these. Joanne Dillon, thank you so much. She says, I love this show. Think Looking Glass. Okay, Joanna, I appreciate that. Barroway SF. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It says, Linda, did you find anything with the Nazis on twin studies and telepathy? I wonder how this is related to alien communication. Woo! Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, all I know is they were twinning way before the war. Mm-hmm. And I believe they were trying to clone. Mm-hmm. And I know this sounds so crazy about these little vril lizards, Mm-hmm. Well, they're not little. They're about like 2.5 feet tall. Mm-hmm. That the Tibetan monks were protecting them. I believe the Nazis went in search of those vril lizards while they were doing these twinning experiments, because it was all the precursor to their cloning that they developed before World War II. I think in the late 20s, early 30s, they already were cloning people. And the people who were killed at Nuremberg were robotoids, which is what they're doing now. It's this plasma-based AI, right? There's no metal parts really to it. It's all organic. It's like a real person, but they call it a robotoid.
Oh, weird.
But they've really advanced it now. Like I even suggested Don Lemon might be one. Mm-hmm. But getting back to this whole idea of the twinning. I know that Mengele went to South America, and he was there in this village, and the whole village it became a whole village full of twins with him right there. And you can look that up. That's in South America, the village of twins, and Mengele, that's where Mengele was, and the whole village was full of twins. So I think he was making twins.
Weird.
I think he was working inside the womb
genetically,
and like Octomom and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I think they were really, that's a MK Ultra thing. I think all those TV shows, they're all the MK Ultra people. And that her having, how many did she, I forgot.
Octomom, 8, right?
8. And then she had some more.
Yeah, she had like 18 or something like that. 28, some shit. I don't know. It
was like a
gross. A what?
A litter.
That's right.
But, and she made
a litter
for a while. But that is a fascinating question.
Well, the thing is that I wanted you to get into, because we know about the twinning and the studies on the Nazis and telepathy. He was wondering I wonder how this is related to alien communication, because they all, what we've been told on every single aspect of I don't know, television, entertainment, it's always telepathy. So they got that from somewhere. They know what they do. And the fact that we were talking about, the study on twinning and telepathy. Well, how does this relate to alien communication?
And I don't know if that's the same Bearaway that's on my Patreon account, but if it is,
I think you've said that before. I think it is.
Yeah. So shout out to Bearaway. But yeah, that whole telepathy thing, that's what they say. That's what all of the MK Ultra victims have all said. And that these people, these Illuminatis and stuff, they don't ever go meet anybody or anything like that. They have a way of transporting themselves. And I think they have the technology like built into them. I don't think they have to get in a chair or on a jump pad.
No. Like I don't think so either. I think it's just all within in them. They know how to do it with their mind.
To Bearaway's point, this whole business of speaking, I think is part, or telepathy and everything, I think is part of this plasma AI system, that they literally can go into people's heads and see what they're thinking,
yes,
and tell them what to do through this plasma-based AI. And the more I learn about it, the more horrifying it is, really, because what they want to do is control the masses, just like they're doing with these, Bernie Bros.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've talked about the white papers on here about how the CIA has these documents of telepathy. They're teaching high-ranking military people how to do this telepathy, astral projection. I believe that this is how they communicate with entities, Bearaway SF. So there you go. That's my take on it. Sunny Skies, thank you so much. You don't have to super chat. Thank you, Sunny Skies. Mikey D, my boy. He says here, thank you for the super chat, Mikey. To me, the two most legit UFO cases are, I haven't heard the second one, but Travis Walton, which me and Linda have thought we could get into this if we have time. We'll just do a 7-hour show. Who cares? I'm just kidding. And I have not heard of this, so I'm going to look it up. Rendlesham Forest. So let me write that down.
Actually, and Mr. Nightmare, that's his name. Mr. Nightmare, that's his name. And I think he might have actually done a video on Rendell Forest. All of these, and also Dyatlov Pass. I really think that was some kind of, because David Paulides talks about that it's the forest goes silent. All these things are.
Oh, yes. You told me about that. Okay.
Yeah. But that happens a lot in these UFO things, like whatever, because a UFO was spotted at a school close by where that lady took that picture.
Right. If you don't know about Travis, go ahead, Linda, if you want to finish. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was just going to say that I believe a lot of the stuff that's happening could very well be related to UFOs, but also UFOs as they relate to underground dumbs and such like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if you don't know who Travis Walton is, you can look up the movie right now. It's on Hulu, or not Hulu. It's on Netflix. It's on Prime, all that kind of stuff. Fire in the Sky, one of the greatest movies ever written. A lot of people say that he was doing it all. He was a LARP. That he was just trying to get publicity, trying to get cash. I know that the other show out there, Ghost Adventures, actually did. I believe they did an interview with him, Travis Walton, years ago, which I'm sure you can find that on YouTube if you want to check that out. But my advice to you, an amazing movie is Fire in the Sky. There's a lot of information in that about what took place with a lot of, I believe it was a logging company up in the mountains. Yeah, up in the mountains. I think it was in the Northwest Pacific. He got taken for days, and then he was found again, and then he brought the story about. But it was a story made on it. So check that out. Fire in the Sky. Trump.
They thought that the other guys had murdered him.
Yep.
Because
they all had their what is it called when you have they all had alibis too. Well, like all their stories were fine. And he also passed lie detector tests.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They were all given lie detector tests and they passed. And also he popped up right where he disappeared naked, not even knowing what was going on.
Yep.
Calling on a cell phone. And who were the guys that were in the boat that saw the light and they started flipping a flashlight at it, and the thing came like zooming towards them, and then they ended up on the lake or on the shore like hours later?
I don't know about that. Is this the same story?
Maybe somebody well, I always get those two confused.
I don't think that was part of the Travis Walton one.
On the boat. They were fishing or something, and we'll
have to do another show on this, on abduction cases. That would be dope to do that. I got to get through these because I got to catch up. All right, because a lot of these questions are for you. Trump 2020 landslide. Thank you so much for the super chat. Linda, do you know Sean Dugas? Dugas? You heard of that name? All right. Nico Hammer again, or Nico Hammer, hi from Australia. Big dunk, my man. Good day, mate. I'm not being stereotypical. Melody Lubin, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you guys. I listen all the time. This is what we're here for, baby. This is what we do, Melody. Tony LV, thank you so much for the super chat, Tony. I appreciate it. Thomas Plant, I like that name, my man. Super chatted, $2. Thank you, Thomas. Nico Hammer again, the Aussie. I love my Aussies out there. Thank you so much for the super chat. Southern Ninja says, anybody watching DEVS? I haven't heard it. In the lab area, a Gregorian chant was playing, probably on the healing frequency. They use a looking glass thing as well. So what is DEVS? Is this a television show? Let me look that up real quick. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth on TV right now, especially Netflix.
Yes.
And Hulu.
What is this? DEVS is an upcoming American drama thriller television miniseries created and written by and directed by Alex Garland that is set to premiere on August 5th, 2020. Okay, so it's on Hulu. So what the hell is it? What is it? What is this? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So it's on FX. So those are always good. Oh, what is this? In devs, it says a young computer engineer, Lily, investigates the secret development division of her employer, a cutting-edge tech company based in San Francisco, which she believes is behind the disappearance of her boyfriend. Looks like there's a lot to do with AI and this kind of stuff too. So very strange. So moving forward with this. Continuing, I've not heard of that, man, Southern Ninja, but I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Susan Chalice says, very needed show. Preach peacefulness and readiness. There's going to be people freaking out. And that's what we're here for. That these channels that are following Q, that are pushing this, that's what we're here for. We're here to help people cope. And Mary Poff, you didn't have to with the massive super chat. Mary, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And those are all the super chats as of now. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Let's get back into this Palladian talk real quick. So we could see here. Let me check this out. I gotta share it. All right, Linda, here we go. So it says, moving forward, they don't hold any currency and they share the resources of their planet with other people. Oh, they're very giving. That's good. Although they don't believe in God. All right, let's see the triggering going on in the chat. Being a creator of life, but they have been enjoying a wholesome spiritual life, and their philosophy is based on universal truth of creation. They consider adoration of God as a blind faith on cult activities. Oy vey. There are several facts illustrating the existence of Palladians aliens on Earth. One, here we go. They are a very ancient race of humanoids, and they have the record of Earth's human evolutionary history. They claim Earth to being 6 billion years old. Okay. So they are a very ancient race of humanoids that have believed to have been here for a very long time. They are believed to share common ancestry with humans, as being Lyrians from Lyra are the common ancestors. The Lyrans were said to have discovered Earth long before Palladians. All right. They look very much like human beings. Their physical appearance, except in color, as their skin is lighter than compared to humans. And you can check this right here. Check out the picture. Modern DNA testing has been going on in the genetics, and geneticists have developed haplogroups that only appear in Palladians and to an extent in the countries invaded by Palladians, such as England and Ireland. This DNA is not shared by any other group of people on planet Earth. Oh, that's really strange. The Palladians have found fossilized human footprints on Earth, which are 120 million years old, which is the witness of the existence of extraterrestrials. And again, guys, you think we've been here for, I don't know, how long have human beings been around here? It hasn't been long at all. It's like a blink of an eye. You really believe that? We've been around for forever. I believe we're placed here on certain timelines and certain aspects of in time that we've actually been, think of Atlantis. They don't even talk about that. Like, that's like mumbo jumbo. But what are you joking? Of course it existed. Like, why would you think otherwise? There's so much proof out there. And to think that we've only been around for thousands of years is unheard of.
Well, also, we need to know what the pyramids are. We need to know what Easter Island is. We need to know what Stonehenge is. We need to know what's underground, because it's looking like that if something was here before we can see. I'm looking at it. I also try to incorporate the Bible into it, but I try to think outside of it, meaning that there may be more to it that we don't know. And also, you got to remember that John Dee, the magician, and Sir Francis Bacon, who was also a magician and a coder, they worked on the translation of the King James Version. So you don't know what they did, you don't know what they left out or whatever. I'm thinking they left things out. They cut things out. And
sure,
if you listen to, John Lear, who is, his father invented the Lear jet, and he's a scientist. And he talks about that there is other life on other planets. The government just doesn't want us to know about it, because there's been some kind of agreement made. And this Eisenhower agreement, I believe, really happened, that something happened. And whether, if you listen to some people, it was an interdimensional contract. But if you listen to other people, it was that they have been hiding what was on the moon, and that there was bases on the moon and people, humanoids up there.
Sure.
From other, planets or whatever. And I would submit to you that this could be true, even if for people who believe in flat Earth. I'm leaning more and more towards planetary, but I can accept flat Earth too. But the reason I say that is because many of these scientists are saying that the firmament, that they busted through the firmament, that there was a war out there in the cosmos, and they wanted in here, and that they busted through the firmament. So that's part of the reason our atmosphere is so screwed up and everything's so screwed up and out of whack. That's what a lot of scientists say.
Kanish with a super chat. Thank you so much again. She says, Linda, do you think the demons reset time and it's later than 2020? That's a crazy theory.
I think they're keeping us in a time loop. I do. Mm-hmm. And they're doing that by, we can't ascend. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
We're constantly being agitated. We can never get into that loving place. You know, we can never, we're constantly, they're throwing things out in front of us, you know. Mm-hmm. The other day, I bought something, it was a light for my outside, right? Mm-hmm. And you just put it in there and it, you know, the sun makes it go and all that stuff. But I couldn't read the damn thing and I couldn't find my damn glasses. And I walked around and I just got into an agitated state and I started blaming them too. I started saying, oh, great. Oh, you made it so I can't read it. And now I can't see I got to go find my glasses. Oh, thanks a lot. You know, and I was like bitching at them because I really believe that they do that kind of stuff on purpose.
Right.
I really do. They keep us in this lower vibrational state where we snap at other people and we recycle things that happen to us over and over and over again in our mind. And we never can step back from it and go, hey, wait a minute. How did I get here again?
Well, a lot of people, you know, I don't believe in time. I think it's all just man-made. I think you reset somewhere when you sleep, you come back to the same, like, it's like a restart. Like and then your soul, your being gathers this information that you created that during that time frame, which builds your reality.
I'm talking more about a spiritual clock and a astrological clock as well. I think the two go hand in hand, like where they're messing with everything, like the whole universe, you know, like it's like they have trashed everything, it seems, and they really were working on this, you know, if we're talking extraterrestrials, or you could say demons, actually, you could say interdimensional spirits or beings, you know, and say demons.
Right. I just want to say to people in the audience, if you see these links that, like, for instance, Sophia, that's putting in like these porn links, don't click on that. Like, I don't know what that would do to this channel. So I know the mods are all over that. And I know that a lot of these channels are being hit with these, they're spamming the chat with these things. So do not click on anything like that, because God only knows what it would do to this channel. So with that being said, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just don't want anyone to do that. Yeah.
And God only knows what you might end up seeing.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it could be CP and then it shuts down the entire channel. I want to finish out the top 3 reasons, then I'm going to open up the phone lines. Proof of Pleiadian aliens on planet Earth. They are involved in the nurturing of life forms such as whales and dolphins on Earth. I believe that too. I've actually heard dolphins are a form of aliens, and they actually weaponize dolphins to attack entities undersea, which is insane. Look into Carrie Cassidy. She covered that. They are responsible for bringing the awareness about energy healing methods, which were discovered after many, many years. I could see that. It's just like Linda said earlier, you know, we can heal ourselves. Thus the reason they look so good and we are, you know, we're kind of iffy. 9, the Pleiadians discovered a small system of the Pleiadians discovered a small system of suns with planet Earth on one of their exploration missions. And number 10, they found 3 groups of uncivilized people living on Earth. The largest civilization was that of a pale-colored Lyrians. Pleiadians have made attempts to share their experiences many times so that the human race doesn't have to face the setbacks and destructions that they have suffered. but at a present, there are not enough people to listen to them. In the very near future, the Pleiadians will help all humans on Earth to move towards a spiritual path. That kind of leads to my whole thing of us being quarantined as well. That article was actually written in 2016. So right when POTUS was getting elected. I'm going to go grab a water because I'm parched. If you want to talk to people in the audience, I'll be right back.
Well, I just wanted to talk about the inner Earth beings that were found supposedly by Richard Byrd and by also, the Nazis in World War II, supposedly. Mm-hmm. And well, if you had to go, I thought you had to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was sorry. My bad.
He's listening. So the Nazis, this is so fascinating, I think. I have the Nazis built earthworm camps all over Russia, and they're in caves, and they have these entrances that are really cool. But once you go in there, I mean, they're huge. They were manufacturing airplanes and ships and stuff in there. And they were called earthworm camps. So in Russia, and they just, Russia went through all of this stuff and they just left these earthworm camps unguarded, and kids would go in there and people would go in there. And some guys who were exploring these earthworm camps, just random guys, went in and they found these diagrams and maps, the entrance to inner Earth. So it had it all mapped out. And also they found some letters from a Nazi soldier that was telling one of his friends. And from what I understand, you get to a certain point and then the magnetic thing just pulls you into an area. And when I say inner Earth, I don't really mean inner Earth, hollow Earth. I mean caverns and areas, vast areas that have warm water lakes and stuff like that underneath Antarctica. And so this guy said, we have found a place for the Fuhrer and I am going to go. You won't hear from me again and all of this stuff. And he wrote a letter and I guess gave it to somebody who was going back to mail it, or he mailed it before he left. Anyway, they had, I think, 6 U-boats that disappeared, German U-boats. They never found them again. And also the Germans went completely underwater and underground towards the end of the war. They weren't fighting it on the surface anymore. And so the whole thing about the Pleiadians and all, they were supposed to be there. And they supposedly told all these people that they were there in this cavern where everything is so beautiful and vegetables and stuff, they grow really big and the air is clean, and that we are the ones that are threatening the entire planet. It's not us, it's these creepy people, this cabal. But anyway, we're not the ones that did it. They're the ones that did it, but came up with nuclear bombs and stuff like that. So sure. That's why they say they keep the inner section to themselves. And it's supposed to be these Pleiadians.
Yeah, it's like they can't, we're dangerous to them. Because look at the overall thought process is demon, right? Demon. So it's like, they can't come here. We'll kill them. Yeah. We're crazy, right? I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines to you guys and gals out there. There's 1.9 people, almost 2,000 people watching. We have 950 likes. We should have 2,000 likes. So if you're listening, all right, show your love and hit the like button. Anyways, guys, I'm joking with you, but I do hit the like button. Anyways, also, guys, while we're on the phones, if you want to super chat in a question, you most certainly can. I will read them and we'll go into depth about them. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that Comfy Sunday with Red Pill and Methods is canceled today. If somebody could get back at me to make sure that that's correct, we could go a little bit longer. Also, show your love and support if we do. I would greatly appreciate it because this is hard to put on. Linda knows. All right, guys. There you go. The first number is East Coast, the second number is Central, and the third number is West Coast. And there's that meeting ID if you want to call in, talk to me and Linda. Let's try and keep it on the subject of this. I think this shouldn't be open forum on this particular Beyond the Headlines. I want to stick to the topic. So if you've ever had any, stories, happenings, let's talk about it.
It's kind of extraterrestrials, right?
Sure. Anything extraterrestrials. If you think they're demons, let me know. If you think they're not demons, let me know.
And it doesn't have to be the Palladians.
Mm-mm.
It could be one of the other extraterrestrial races.
Let's go for it.
Is rumored to be living on our planet underneath the earth and in caves and snatching people out of parks and stuff like that.
Sure. So. Let's go. Let's get into it. Robert Collin, love from Switzerland. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for staying up with us today. I appreciate it. Yeah. And follow us on Twitter. Okay. Rosaria Maza says, correct, Red Pill 78 and Methods have canceled today. So you guys and gals out there want to show some love with the super chat, I'll go longer today. If Linda wants to stick around and go long with me, we can.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Show your love and we'll do that as well. There's the numbers if you want to call in. Come at me. If you think they're demons, let's go.
Yeah, it's okay to think they're demons. I mean, but
I'm just kind of fucking around.
What if you find out they're maybe only part of them are evil and the rest of them are good? Or what if they really are good and the deception? There
you go.
To call them demons because they don't want us to rise our frequencies, and it's kind of all. Look, we've been told already. Everything we know is. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say a curse word.
That's fine.
Photoshopped bullshit.
There you go. We can cuss. It's fine. Like, I don't care. I don't be dropping F-bombs left and right, just because somebody might report us. So yeah.
I could say bull dookie.
just say what BS? Just say bullshit. Who cares? Who cares? PC police. Hey, there's my people. We hit over 1,000 likes. Thank you. Let's get to 2,000 now. Rail Girl 1952. Definitely the Fallen Angels. That's fine. That's your opinion. And I'm sure most of them are, in all honesty. Funky Blue, thank you so much for that super chat. Real quick, before we do the phones, when you call in, don't unmute yourself. Don't do that. I'll mute you and then I'll let you in. Guys, also, when you call in, mute your stream. Mute the stream. All right. 2651, are you there?
Yeah.
What's up, my man? Yes.
Hey, have you guys looked into the sphere within the sphere sculptures, like at the Vatican, and I think there's one in Ireland. There's a bunch of them, but they're like
Hold on, what is it again? Tell me what it is.
It's called a sphere within the sphere.
Sphere within a sphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By the way, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Justin, I'm calling from Alaska.
Oh, Justin, you're a ways away, my man. I appreciate you hanging out.
I'm away.
I just met a lady from Alaska at the gas pump the other day, and she was a doggone happy person. So.
A lot of pro-Trump up there, isn't there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Real quick, I think there's a lot of pro-Trumpers up there. The sphere within a sphere is located in the Vatican museums. It is part of a series of bronze sculptures. I have seen this. On the same thing that they can be found in prime locations all over the world, such as the headquarters of the UN, the Christian Theological Seminary in Indianapolis, and the Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland. All right, man. So, Jason, what is this? Tell me what this is.
I was just wondering if you knew anything about them. It's like the kind of inner earth.
I see the picture. That's really.
Could I speak?
Maybe even Nibiru. I've heard it suggested that it could be like a Nibiru type of.
Oh shit! Yeah, I see it. What'd you say, Linda?
Well, I just wanted to throw this out there because this is what I'm looking at and this is what I'm seeing, and I've heard this a lot. That some people do believe that there's a supercomputer running this planet,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
that there's a supercomputer running the sun.
Really?
So
Yeah.
the energy from the sun is actually a computer, and that we are a computer. So I wonder if this has anything to do with that, because it looks like gears and stuff like that, like mechanics.
It does. Yeah.
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 And the other thing is the moon, which is supposed to be a database. I mean, a lot of scientists are, so I'm not saying this, these are scientists who are saying, coming out, and have been coming out over the past 10, 15 years, saying the moon is not what you think it is. It's hollow, it rings, it's got a resonance to it, and there is a whole database in there of actual consciousnesses on chips of people who escaped. Okay, are you ready for this? This is going to go way out there. People who escaped from a nuclear war, like a Narubu type of event from another solar system. They came over here, they escaped in the moon, and it got landed in our solar system, and they really don't want to be here. And the movies, The Planet of the Apes, we're talking also about the 200 that fell to earth, the fallen angels. So we are.
Yeah, and there's like Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is kind of weird when to look at it.
But
I've always wondered about the Planet of the Apes.
I heard that that's what these people believe, these Illuminatis believe, that they are the direct descendant of the fallen 200, and that their ancestors landed on planet Earth and we were here, and it's that, like, we're the apes, right?
Right.
And
yeah.
if I forgot which late night talk host it is, but he has a production company called Bad Monkey, and that is a jab at us.
Jesus.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, Jason, I appreciate the call. It was Jason, right?
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. It was awesome.
All right, man. You be safe out there in Alaska, man.
Yeah, you guys take care.
All right, we'll take care, man. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Good call. Never know. I have seen that before. I just didn't know what it was called. Let's take another caller with the number 2776. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Who is this and where are you from?
Hi, LP and Thomas. This is Gloria from Long Island, New York.
Hey, Gloria. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Gloria. Where are you from?
Holbrook.
Oh,
about
Holbrook.
Midway. Yeah.
I used to live in Hampton Bays, a little bit up there.
I know. Summertime fun out there with all the elites.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Exactly. But I had, chatted 2 Sundays ago, and I wanted you guys to read a book that I think will answer a lot of your questions about the topics you cover on your show. Mm-hmm. And that was The Only Planet of Choice. It's amazing. It'll open up your mind, and all the topics so far that you guys have covered is in this book. And you can read it for free, print it out on archive.org.
The Only Planet of Choice.
Yes.
You think it's on audio?
It might be on audio. I'm not sure. I just went on there. I put in the full text, and I actually printed it out. So that's it. What?
I was going to ask, does this have to do with the concept that there are other planets out there, there are other life forms, but this Earth is the jewel of the...
Yeah, we are the jewel, and the reason why we're here, and the struggles behind why we're constantly fighting. They call it like a mire that we're in. Yeah. You know, almost like a quicksand in a way. Yeah. But it's everything you guys have covered so far is really, it explains a lot of what's in that book.
And
so I just want, yes.
I was going to say that these people, or if they are people, whatever they are, they want this for themselves.
Well, the crown jewel, the heart, which is us, Earth. Yeah. We affect our entire universe. So it explains our role as human beings, how important we are, and how the struggle that we have, but what we have to do to come together to save the heart, the jewel.
Yeah.
And it has to come from a place of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
And what you're talking about, if anybody ever listens to Olga Tellez or Tellez, he was raised in an underground dump, and he obviously has scientific abilities. And so he's out there trying to explain what he learned about this plasma-based AI, this controlling system that is there to keep us down, to keep us in this time loop, is what they call it. But we're trapped down here. You know?
We are trapped.
Yeah.
And then they get into like overpopulation, but not so much physical, the spiritual. We're not being allowed to leave here like we should.
That it all starts.
Makes sense. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was freaky. I felt like all sound stopped at one. Like the background music stopped. Y'all stopped talking. I was like, did I just go deaf?
Something happened then.
Yeah.
The conversation was meant to be.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, I'm getting messages that a lot of people are triggered in the audience. That I knew that was going to happen. Like, that's what happens when you cover stuff like this. It's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out.
It covers various topics. I just suggest you read it. I mean, it'll definitely give you that insane, intense aha moment. You may not agree with everything, but there's so much in there that you guys talk about and feel within yourselves to be truth is in there.
So PG says in the chat, how do we get out? She says.
Through our hearts, through our that's the way out.
Yeah, that
right.
is the way out. And
absolutely.
We have help. And that's another thing. It gets into, there are other, I don't want to call it entities, energies, that we affect our entire universe. It's like a ripple effect. Our success and the success of other life forms, other galaxies, is contingent on us. That's a responsibility. That's a grave responsibility. So there are others that are trying to help us. We're not alone, but we have to come together.
I completely agree, and I believe with the Q team, and I think that's what they're pushing it for, right? Exactly, Cheryl Anderson. Where we go, one, we go all. We come together with light and love. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
We get the hell out of here, right? Or we fix it. We bring heaven onto earth. Like, we just make this ideal. Maybe there is no leaving. Maybe we just recreate. We destroy the manufactured space that we live on. Created by lies, industry, poor technology, no cures, so on and so forth. And we just rebuild it ourselves. Power to the people.
All right, guys. I just wanted to say that you guys have a good evening. I'll be listening to the rest of the show.
All right, Gloria.
And it's nice talking to you both.
Thank you. Call back anytime. Thank you very much. Great call. Great call. All righty, here we go. Caller 2016. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with I like LP. I'm not going to say it, but I was like, that's cute. I like that. But with Linda and Thomas with Beyond the Headlines, what's going on? What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, it's Aaron from Arizona.
Hey, Aaron.
What are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
That's good. Hey, so the last time I called in, I think you guys remember me telling you about my lucid dream / I guess astral projection experience, right?
Sure.
So I've been wondering about what you told me last time to be careful of. You told me that when I go through these things, there's always a possibility that a negative entity could follow me back into, I guess, our reality, if that's how you put it. Could you please elaborate a little more on that? I've been trying to look into what that's all about, but I just haven't come across anything, so I thought I'd ask both of you what that's all about.
Go ahead, Linda.
Well, I was just going to say that it reminds me of this sort of, and I don't think we said it, but somebody might have said it to you. Maybe, I don't remember saying that, but.
I said it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know this, that there's lots of different ways to activate your pineal gland. And so you have to be careful how you access these things, because that's how they get you. You know, they wrap it up in some kind of philosophy or like meditation, and it's mostly a lot of new age things. And this is what Blavatsky and what's his face, Crowley, Aleister Crowley, they tag team together to sort of get people to open themselves up to this sort of demonic possession. And they do it through Kundalini and all kinds of other things. And they try to, they have, you know, it's like, what is it? Like Wiccan, you know, or all of these sigils and new age crystals and things like that. Crystals are good, and they can be good if used properly, but they can also summon things up. So I think in a way, it depends on how you're doing it, you know, that you might want to be careful that you make sure you're doing something that is not going to invite that stuff in, because they've wrapped this whole business, they've wrapped this whole idea of new age, you know, around this stuff. And it's all the same thing. They're trying to get you through the Kundalini, they're trying to get you to open up to this pagan sort of spirit.
You know, the reason I said that is because, Aaron, let's say when you are not on this physical realm, you're more aware because you're used to this. But when you do these things, these forms of meditation, this whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to astral project and everything like that, you're in a space where you're not. You're in a space where you're not familiar with it. It's hard to control your surroundings, and thus you're more vulnerable. So with that being said, I would say before doing this, I would do like a prayer just to be like, protect me, God, you know, protect me, Heavenly Father, before, you know, and then do it, so that you do have like that, you know, that shield of armor, right? The protective shield of armor before you go into these different, I guess, dimensions with your mind. State of minds, yes.
And also, what you do is you don't give them permission. You deny them permission.
Correct.
To enter, you know, and stuff like that. And there's a way you can do it, but it's tricky. And they designed all of this stuff so that people are unwittingly, it's like going to a rock concert and you're dancing and you're chanting and you're doing all this stuff. You think it's totally innocent, and here they are breaking the 8, you know.
Sure. What do you think about this, Aaron? What do you think?
Oh, no, that all makes sense. Everything you put out there. And, you know, I do, like I said, I do go into these things in a good mindset. So
good.
with as much of an elevated vibration as I can. And not only that, but the last thing I listen to before I pass out is the solfeggio frequencies. So I alternate between these solfeggio frequencies, that type of music. And around my room, especially where right by where I lay down, I have orgonite pyramids, and I know there's something about orgonite that amplifies good energy. I have yet to do more research on these things. I think you probably know more about the orgon than I do, because there was an episode where you're talking about like granite.
Is that the black? Is that the black one, Aaron?
No, the black one's obsidian. Orgonite's something else.
Yeah, the obsidian, that's the one I keep in the middle of my apartment because that's supposed to take any negativity and absorb it.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, and then the one... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I haven't read up on obsidian, but that's interesting that's what it can do.
Yeah, so I put it in the middle of my apartment, and then I leave that there. And then I have others around the space, like each corner of my apartment. And then I have one by the side of my bed on my nightstand. So
there you go.
Yep. There you go.
Well, hey, thank you for filling me on all that stuff and re-elaborating on it. I appreciate it, and I will definitely heed the advice. And
let us know. Let us know any updates. Give me updates when you call in on like if you've had any like breakthroughs. That's interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. We'll definitely do that.
All right, my man. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. You both have a good one.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye-bye. All right, I got some super chats from go ahead, Linda. My bad.
Well, I was just going to bring up the one point to add to what I said was the pineal gland. That's a good example because you use the pineal gland when you pray, right?
Sure.
You use it mentally to talk to, you want to try to contact, God and get yourself on a, good plane there. And they say that's what you use for that. And wouldn't that make sense how they like to eat it and everything? They're always talking about it. But anyway, my point about the pineal gland is they access it through sodomy. So you see, the pineal gland, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing when accessed properly. But they always find an underhanded, low vibrational way to access things that God has given us to enjoy life or just talk to him or whatever. They always find a way to bastardize it. And even if you believe that these things are extraterrestrial, and even if you're an atheist, these things hate God. They hate God and they believe in God. I believe they believe in God.
Yeah, they fear it.
They fear God and they hate God. And they're always trying to crap all over God. Everything they do that's the end game for them. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, the whole how they're trying to get you to help them, all the time. But you can tell the difference between praying and sodomy, so.
Yes. Real quick, Raul, or I don't know how to pronounce this, Raoul Duke says I don't know if this is true, biggest statue in the Vatican is 12 feet tall. It's a pineal gland statue.
I would believe that.
Is that true? That's crazy.
That sounds so true. You know why? Because they can have it there as the thing you use to talk to God when really they're accessing it the other way when they're raping kids.
I agree. Yeah, they besmirch it. Bastardizing, it's a better word, like you said.
And in plain sight and laughing at us.
Yep. Absolutely mocking us. Brett, thank you so much for the super chat. I know that was 15 minutes ago, but I appreciate it. Love listening to you too. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate that. Kimberly Marsh with a very nice super chat. Thank you as well. Says, are you two aware that 23andMe DNA tests are also tested for the Neanderthal DNA? Apparently, I have a high level of Neanderthal variants, 92% more than all of the other clients. I wish I could click on this. Why won't it let me see what the rest of what she said? That's crazy. Katie, go ahead.
That might be what they call prime DNA or something like that. Prime DNA. So that's the closest to the real, like somehow a lot of people believe our genetics have been mixed up over centuries and this and that and the other, that they've mixed our DNA with their DNA and all kinds of other things. But the prime DNA is the closest to human, right. That pure human. So I think that might be is she who said that?
Kimberly Marsh.
Yeah, I think that might be what she's talking about. It's actually more pure human.
Yeah. I don't know. She says she also says she loves the show, and I appreciate that very much.
Neanderthal's kind of a, it's kind of a misleading term for it because it implies, ape or something.
Everyone in the chat says, just say that crystals in all corners of the apartment, or did I hear wrong? Yes, Lori M, I do. I was talking about crystals in all the four corners of my apartment. Not in each room, but the four corners of the entire apartment. A lot of people are saying, that is true. The 12-foot thing is of, it's a pineal gland. It's pine cone shaped.
Man.
That's crazy. The statue is of an acorn that represents the pineal gland. What? That's crazy, guys. James Farmer says, where we go on, we go all. Absolutely. More super chats.
Whoops. It's because that's how they illuminate these kids. They rape them at an early age, between 3 and 5. And so they're laughing at us. I mean, he's laughing at us.
I agree. Katie Forson. You donated a lot, Katie. Let me see. All right, so we did that one. Katie Fortson says, check out the 18, minutes. Hold on, I gotta mute this. So much I have to do.
That's okay. You do a great job.
Thank you, Lana. It's just so much looking like this.
It's easy to do what he does. It's really, look, that's, if it was easy, I'd be doing it.
It's a lot for one person. Katie Fordson says, check out the 18 videos on George News YouTube channel called, and quote, Bloodlines Are the True History of the Deep State. Only planet of choice is where Star Trek came from, channeled. Oh, okay. I've never seen a Star Trek episode, guys. If you want to unsubscribe right now, you can do so. But I've never seen it. I've seen the Star Wars. I've never seen Star Trek. I know there's a lot of people out there that love it. Eric Anderson, Eric with a K, says frequency vibration. This is a great question. Frequency vibration energy. Tesla, a Palladian. Could he have downloaded through telepathy their technology? Absolutely. That's not out of the realm.
This is a fascinating question because there are government documents about Tesla, and I believe there is something there about him, his DNA, something unusual about his DNA. And also, if you look at pictures of him right before he died, he almost looks like an alien. But he wouldn't have sex, he wouldn't have a wife, he wouldn't do anything that sucked any amount of energy away from him and his research. And he was the one that went up on a mountain or on a hill or someplace in the desert. He had a place all picked out. And he waited and waited and waited and tried to make contact. And I wonder if the movie Contact probably is about that. But he waited to make contact, and he heard some beeps, and it's all in the Freedom of Information Act. It's all because I forgot, is it Emmy or Any or something like that? There's supposedly an ET. Inky, maybe, I don't know.
You have Enlil and Inky.
That this ET, I think that came from the Roswell crash or something.
Oh, you're talking about that. My bad.
They had it down there, and they were questioning this thing, and this thing actually said, and I was just reading this thinking, okay, it's supposed to be they're talking to an alien, and this is supposed to be Freedom of Information Act, but maybe it's a psyop. So I'm reading it like that. But I already knew about Tesla sitting on this hill. And in this thing that this alien from this,
Roswell, the crash,
is saying, one of you tried to contact us. And he says the time that Tesla was doing this. And he said it was a series of beeps and this and that and the other. And we picked him up and we communicated back, which Tesla wrote about, that he heard beeps back. And so this thing that they supposedly took from the Roswell crash is supposedly testifying about this encounter with Tesla.
EB is his name. EB,
that's it. And that's exactly it. And it's documented. This is a document. This is, whether it's a psyop or not, because William Cooper said the same thing, that he thought maybe they were trying to psyop him into believing that these things existed. But it doesn't matter, because my point is, this thing brought up Tesla's encounter, but never mentioned Tesla's name. And they never questioned him any further. I just happened to read that about Tesla and put the two together and went, oh my God, he's talking about Tesla. So the whole thing is really freaky.
Wild. Shannon again with another home run sent me this text. And let me put this together for you guys. So let me just blow your minds real quick. So give me a second.
There's a lot of mind-blowing stuff.
This is deep. Yeah.
You also have to remember when we're talking about this subject, we have to remember it. We can't forget that the CIA was simulating alien abductions.
This is true.
And making pornography out of it.
Sure.
And distributing it. So many of these abductions that these people were taken onto spaceships and stuff like that, it really did happen, but it was the CIA, and they were, they have a whole movie set and everything for it.
Sean Ball says EBE stands for extraterrestrial biological entity, may not be the official name. I get that. Katie Forson says, thank you again for that super chat, Katie. Again, just back to back to back. All technologies, crystals, cards, etc., can be used for good or for evil. Yes, Thomas, you're right. Pray first. We're talking about with Aaron's when he's going to try his astral projection and stuff. Very interesting. Thomas, you were right. Pray first. Intention and protection are everything. Glad you are aware. Thank you. I appreciate that, Katie. Thank you. And David Hamrick, been donating for so many times. He's been around for a long time. David, thank you much for the super chat. Guys, this is if you're enjoying this right now, please hit the like button. That's all I ask. Hit the like button, and if you want to do like so many others who have super chatted, I would greatly appreciate it. You can go to the PayPal, Patreon. Please hit up also Linda's PayPal and Patreon. My mods are putting her links in the chat, so definitely go to her PayPal and Patreon, and follow both of us on Twitter. It takes 30 seconds to create an account. Don't be that person that doesn't follow. All right? I have so many calls. So let me blow your minds. Let me do this real quick. Big shout out to Shan Anon for showing me this because I didn't know about it. Check this out, guys. So this is the statue. Of course, it gives me the smallest picture. Come on, you son of a... Oh my God! Come on, what is it doing? Hold on. Yo.
Shout out to Shan Anon because we appreciate you.
Her and Sunny Skies hit grand slams all day. There's two of them. Work their asses off, and I appreciate it. And I'm not being, what is that? Sexist, misogynistic, because they're both ladies, and I said ass. But yeah. Check this out.
Yeah,
my friends. Check it out right now. I'm going to show Linda too. So, what is this? All right. That's pretty cool. This is actually outside of the Vatican. As you can see, it is called the Fontana della Pigna. All right. This is right out in front, just out front of the Vatican, so on and so forth. It looks weird. And everyone's like, it's a pine cone with two of these, what are those, peacocks right beside it, right? So we go over here, and there, we've all been talking about the pineal gland, so on and so forth. So check this out, guys. Shape of a pineal gland. Boom. Is a pine cone. That's the first thing that shows up, pine cone. The pineal gland is a midline structure shaped like a pine cone and is often seen in plain skull x-rays. As it is often calcified, we all know why, calcification has been shown in one small study to correlate with the accumulation of, there you have it, fluoride. The pine cone shape of the pineal gland is a very interesting topic. Guys, this is just what they do. They're mocking us. Look at this. Look at that right there. This is just Wikipedia, right?
And also, I would point out that the fact that they are calcifying this pineal gland proves that they are trying to stop people from praying, stop people from talking to God, stop people from spiritually ascending, stop people from reaching a higher dimension. And one of the reasons for that also is, I forgot, was it Gloria who said this? I'm not sure. But to her point, the lady who said this, and I'm sorry, I'm old. I can't be expected to remember everything, but I remember this. You said that, that they are trying to take everything good and make it bad, and they are putting this stuff. Why would you have a freaking pine cone as a big effigy like that? And
right.
Also about the pine cone, just the fact that they're calcifying it means that they know it is an organism that we use to communicate and ascend with God. And so why would they go to that much trouble to ruin it and make statues out of it and stuff?
What is this? HW Liberty says Inky and Enlil carry little pine cones in the artwork. Also purses? We've talked about the purses. Really? So that's crazy.
Well, because in the old days, the way they were able to mind control was split the personality and access the pineal gland through the sodomy.
God almighty. All right, here we go. Let's take some calls because there's so many of them to get to. All right. 6326, what is up? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with Linda and Thomas. What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, this is Terry, and I'm from Virginia.
What's up, Terry? How are you?
I'm doing good. I know this is like late, but
It's okay.
because you guys were talking about this like prior about the sun, and I just wanted to let you know that a couple years ago, two of my sisters and I witnessed the sun pulsating like a bluish color, and we were in different locations. It was really, really bizarre. I can't explain exactly what we saw, but I know something's up with the sun.
Yeah, a lot of people say that not to trust it, that it's also worshipped by Saturnists. That's actually a bad thing. I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Well, but I think that they are trying to do things to the sun, and I do believe that there have been some things like explosions and stuff like that on the sun.
That's yeah. Marilyn, this is such a crazy theory right here. I chatted it out. Let me find. If I can't find this, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Where did she go? Marilyn Sheely says, "Don't pine cones come from evergreens?"
Woo!
Oh wow, that's crazy. So, yeah, that's if you don't know evergreens, we're talking about Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
Wow.
But
That just blew my mind.
pretty different. I like that theory.
No, I think there's definitely connection there.
Sure, I agree. Yeah, I don't know about the sun. I don't know too much about it. You know, I like being in it. It causes cancer, but I do love the sun.
Let me just say this: they worship it, and it's Sunday.
There you go. There you go. I mean, there's so much. There's just a lot of mocking of it. If Sunday, and then you have the Vatican with all this garbage. We go to church, go to temple. All of that kind of stuff.
I'm wondering if anybody else had noticed the pulsating of the sun. I mean, it was really, really bizarre.
The thing I've noticed, I'd like someone to answer this, whether it be the caller, whether it be Linda or someone in the chat. Has the sun always been white, like piercing white like this?
No, it hasn't, and that's part of the reason why we were looking at it.
Yeah.
I noticed that about 2 years ago. I'm like, the sun did not used to look like this.
I agree.
And all of these celestial events, all of these, I think everything happened. Like there was like a significant shift when the full solar eclipse over America happened. I think, and the president, remember the president looking up with Barron and Melania? There was something to that. There's so many celestial events. Maybe it's because I wasn't aware of it then, because I wasn't doing this, because I had a 9 to 5 and I just didn't even know about it. But like, it just seems like since this president has taken office, so many celestial events have taken place. And why the hell is the sun white now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sky definitely looks different too. It used to be a lot bluer.
Yeah.
I don't remember chemtrails as a kid. I don't remember seeing that shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't either. And I grew up I was born in the 60s. So, in the 70s, the sky was way, way bluer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Trippy. You think it's a different timeline? You think we just all woke up on another timeline?
I don't know about that, but I do know that we have time slips or something like that. My daughters and I all experience it. It's really bizarre. Like, I could tell you stories, but it's like crazy, like you'll be doing something and then like, okay, I'll give you one example.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten home from work, and I went into my house. This is what I remember. I went into my house and I was starving, so I started eating a piece of pizza that I had stopped off and got at like a convenience store. And then it dawned on me, well, where the heck is my purse? So I'm looking all over for my purse.
Okay.
And I swear to you, I go out to my car and my purse is hanging on my shoulder. I'm like, how could I have unloaded all this stuff and ate that piece of pizza and had my purse hanging on my shoulder? It was so bizarre, but there was more to that whole thing that made me know that we like jumped, or there was a time slip or something. I don't know, but my daughters and I all experienced it.
That's great. Yeah, there could have been a jump of some kind or a slip. I appreciate the call, caller. Thank you.
A Mandela effect.
There you go. Could be a Mandela effect as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call. Let's go ahead and take some more. We got to run through these.
That's why I'm not talking.
I just want to get. We have four callers, and then So, caller 1498. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with Linda and Thomas. What's going on? Where are you from, and what's your name?
Oh, hi, it's Sue from PA. I'm the chick that with narcolepsy that called before.
Nice. What's up, Sue? How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How you guys doing?
Gravy.
Good. I just wanted to clarify something, because I see a lot of people, and I've been seeing it for a long time now. A lot of people keep saying aliens are demons, and to me that's like a false dichotomy. There are aliens and demons, okay? Why not? And so demons, right, they're evil. They're all bad. That's why they're demons. They're evil. Aliens or extraterrestrials are just people from other planets.
Sure.
So, and I think most of them just look just like us. That's
I
why
agree,
you
Sue.
don't really, they just look just like us, and they're just from another planet.
And they can blend in. They blend in with us.
And some of them, yeah, or maybe they look a little bit different, like, an Asian person.
There's some weird-looking people out there.
Different, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, but they're both human. Well, maybe an extraterrestrial looks a little bit different, but they're still able to blend, right? And some of them are good and some of them are bad, just like human beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if Hitler got into a spaceship and flew to another planet and, started wreaking havoc over there, they'd be like, oh my God, human beings, they're evil, right?
Right.
No, we're not. We're all kinds. We have all kinds of things going on. And so do the extraterrestrials. And that's truly what I believe. And some of them want to help us, and some of them don't care, and some of them are trying to make money off of us.
Sure.
Just like humans.
Yep.
They're just like us. That's my true belief. And
I like you stirring the pot. Yeah. Go stir that pot. I like it. Stir that pot.
But,
yeah.
A really good reference as far as like the breaking down the bullshit, right,
Mm-hmm.
between the New Age stuff and all this other stuff is Mark Passio, New Age bullshit. He does a really long presentation. It's on YouTube. It's really good. He goes into how the New Age movement was basically founded by Satanists to throw a monkey wrench into spiritual awakening. So it's like to throw red herrings out. To like, look over there. Look at
Sure.
this. Don't, everything needs to be positive. Don't dwell on the negative. No, it's like, no, we need to dwell on the negative sometimes because we need to get angry sometimes because there are things that we should be angry about. Right?
I agree.
But these New Age people, so often they're just like, no, don't focus on that. It's negative. It's like, no, God.
Right.
So, so check out Mark Passio, New Age bullshit. And again, because the Satanists, they've infiltrated everything. And that includes every single church, not every single little church, but every single denomination, every religion, every institution, everything on earth. You will find somewhere in some little dark corner, there's a Satanist trying to screw it up. And So like, as far like the alien abductions, they abduct people and they screw with people, and then that way they make it look ridiculous, so that when somebody who really does have a real alien abduction or something like that, they say, "Oh, you're crazy," like that guy who said they put stuff in his butt, and they're like, it's like, no, the people doing that were probably the CIA. The butt stuff is the CIA, because we know they like that kind of stuff.
I agree, Sue.
So it's like you got to use discernment.
Sure.
It's not all black and white.
No.
And there are Satanists everywhere deliberately trying to make you think that it's black and white. That's one of their little games that they like to play with your mind.
I agree. So I appreciate the call. Very good points. Real quick, I want to say this from Nikki Silvers. This is to Linda. She says, please tell Linda I had to stop the chat. So sorry, guys. Please tell Linda I said thank you for responding to my comment on her video. It made my day. I am her biggest fan. Nikki Silvers. Very sweet. Okay. I love that. Big time. Really quick, I need to say this too. Here we go. Ams Dave, again, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, Ams Dave. Thank you. Always a big help. Referencing pine cones. This is again from Katie Fortson, killing it today. Bloodlines, and quote, on George's News further explains Black Pope, Vatican, evil, etc. Episode 14 specifically, I think. Check them out. Mind-blowing. Crazy. And a massive donation from Diana Houston. Huge. She says, damn it, I missed one of the shows. Don't worry. We'll archive it. I'm going to leave it on and it re-uploads. You'll be able to watch it, Diana. But thank you for that massive super chat. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Don't panic. After the show's over, give it about 3 minutes. You go back and re-watch it. And again, Katie Fortson, again, is it just me, she says, or was the moon never out during the day when we were kids like it is now, i.e. 70s? That's before me. I'm an 80s kid, so.
Yeah, I agree. I saw the moon out just the other day. I'm like,
it's a full moon.
10 o'clock or something in the morning. Why is the moon out?
Is anybody else? I freaked out. I swear, Lynn, I freaked out about 2 hours ago because I didn't, or in the middle of the show when I went and got water, because I didn't know it was daylight savings time. Right. I looked at the clock and I was like, what? And then I just threw me off for about 5 minutes. I was kind of just like, what is going on?
To say I freaked out today.
I didn't know. It freaked me out. Isn't President Trump supposed to be getting rid of this?
I hope so.
I hate it.
This is one of their stupid things to keep us always like sludging through tar all the time.
Yeah, it's like off kilter.
Yeah. You can never get anything done.
No.
I want to just say one thing about the aliens and the demons and all of that stuff, because I think we're going to find out this is all biblical, and that it goes back to the Nephilim and the hybriding and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if demons weren't responsible for a lot of extraterrestrials, not all, and that they were working to create this sort of these, especially the reptilians. I wonder if the reptilians are not a demonic hybrid. I guess that's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. And whether it's off planet or not, I don't know, because I don't know, enough about it to really speak on it, other than the fact that I do believe these reptilian beings. I do believe these scientists and these people that are saying this. I do. I don't see how they could be saying it over all this time and it be a lie.
I don't know. It's very strange to me, but I don't know what the hell's going on with the moon. I don't know what the hell's going on with these chemtrails and the sun. But every time I look up there, I'm questioning something. It's very strange to me. Caller 8705, what's going on? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with Thomas and Linda. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Fred from New Hampshire. How you doing, buddy?
Fred, what's up?
Fred.
Where you been?
I've been here. I've been watching.
All right. I hadn't heard from you.
I know. But you guys don't have to look up at the sky. You don't have to worry about the moon. You don't have to worry about the sun, okay? It's just...
Sure.
We have a second moon now that's the size of a car, and nobody's supposed to notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And China put up a fake moon or a fake sun, so we don't need to worry about anything in the sky, okay?
Okay. What am I supposed to worry about? Give me something.
These people should be cheap, and they don't want you to see what's going on.
Say it again. You can't say it one more time. Your phone's kind of low, by the way.
Let's see if I can turn it up. These people want us to be chic.
Yes.
They don't want us to look up around us.
Correct.
So the last thing we need to worry about is the sun and the moon.
Okay.
Because it's all controlled. We are literally ants in an ant farm.
Yes. I agree.
So,
Yeah, but that worries me.
Say it, Linda.
What was Linda?
I said that worries me.
Rightfully so.
No, but we're smarter than that.
Yeah.
This is the worst fear. Is people waking up and actually realizing what's going on around us.
Yeah, to your point, somebody was saying that we are that they want to keep us down because we affect the entire universe. I'm sorry, I forgot, but she was the first caller that said that. I think Gloria maybe, but anyway, that we affect the whole universe because we have these minds that can actualize what we can create through our thinking, and they can't do that. And so they want to keep us way down so that we're not able to create the beautiful universe and the beautiful world, because we do have that impact. We do have that ability to make things happen. Our brain is so complex.
Sure. I agree.
They want us in a controlled environment, not a collective environment.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. Go ahead, Fred.
We have what's called hive effect right now.
You have what?
A hive effect.
Hive effect, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, man.
So, basically, long story short, is they're doing everything they can to turn our reality upside down. Between the pedophilia and, like, Bloomberg spent $500 million.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, too, because how much did Russia pay to control the election? If Bloomberg spent $500 million, Russia must have paid trillions.
Who paid trillions?
Well, I'm saying if Bloomberg paid $500 million,
right,
to try to change the election,
yes,
then Russia must have paid billions or trillions.
Russia?
Well, yeah, they're still pushing the Russia hose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Says, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay.
They're still paying money. They're still bleeding funds to do this.
I want to point out to your viewers is how come all the coronavirus is coming from cruise ships? What happened to motels and hotels? I mean, I don't want to stay in a hotel or motel at all because, God forbid, I have to worry about coronavirus, but nobody's paying attention to hotels and motels. Now, we have to worry about the cruise ships, and like you said, wash the water and wash the ports. Who controls the ports?
That was so loud in my headset. Fred, I don't know, man. I don't know what even the hell this virus is. I think it's just a bad flu. They're gonna try and change the, they change the narrative every other day where it's just like, oh, it's coming from here, it's coming from there. I just did a great podcast. If you guys didn't see it, the last podcast I put out is really, really good. Just talking about how the people are screaming from their flats that it's fake. That what is happening over there, the pandemonium is fake.
And I feel bad for the people from Wuhan because basically what they're doing is exterminating those people.
Oh, at 100%, bro. I agree with you. So yeah, hoax, exactly. Fred, man, I appreciate the call. I got 2 more to get to.
I know, but let me finish this.
Yes.
They're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to control the economy. They're trying to crash the market. They're trying to control Trump. Trump already knows that this is a FF, and he's going to expose them.
I totally agree.
Have mass panic about this. There's only been 1,500 tests done in the United States. 11 people died, but out of 250 million only 1,500 tests, and they're gonna blame it on Trump because we don't have the test kit. But even in South Korea and this and that, it's less than 0.01%.
Yeah.
333 says in the chat, China controls the ports.
Absolutely. And China, believe it or not, had a major stake in Hawaii and California.
Yeah.
And all the states that trying to push the narrative, and like you said, the 3-3, that's Freemasons. But all the people that are controlling the ports are the people that are panicking.
I agree, man. I agree. Fred, thank you for the call. It's good to hear your voice again, man. You call back Monday, all right?
Can I say one last thing?
Quickly.
I'm starting up a YouTube channel.
Okay, excellent.
And it's called The Truth Be Told.
That sounds great, my man. You let me know and I'll tweet it out, okay?
All right, brother. Love you.
Love you too, man. Bye-bye. All right. Caller. What is it? 8195. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with Linda and Thomas. What's your name and where are you from?
Hello, my name is Lori and I'm from Iowa.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Good.
One of the things I wanted to say, I wanted to address the girl dealing with the New Age people.
Sure.
What I always say when somebody says, when I could tell that they're New Age, I ask them if they believe in mind over matter. And when they say, well, of course, I say, well, you have to know what is in matter for your mind to overcome it. So
I love that.
Anyway, I am really not buying that William Tompkins died. Not at all. If you see where there's a street in Vegas named William Tompkins Boulevard, and he worked with Howard Hughes. So did, if you see Donald Trump's father's uncle worked at MIT during the war. My husband worked at Microwave Development Laboratories, which is about 45 minutes away from MIT. Right after the war, a lot of the people from MIT went to Microwave Development Laboratories, which Microwave Development Laboratories was a Howard Hughes corporation, or satellite type company. And if you've seen the pictures of Julian Assange compared to Donald Trump's father's brother, it's the same person.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's unbelievable. I mean, I believe my father was a spy for Howard Hughes during World War II and then thereafter. And I have magazine ads that were made in like 1963 with Google Glass.
Right.
And when you look at it, I mean, Howard Hughes won 2 Academy Awards. And then right after Roswell happened, he bargained back and forth to try and get the crash. He couldn't get it because, well, he tried, but there was no money in it at that time. So the way to bargain with the government was to buy RKO Studios. Well, see, he had already produced movies that won Academy Awards without owning a studio. So he buys RKO Studios, right? So here, RKO almost doesn't do anything. It gets trashed down. So what happened is he used RKO Studios as kind of coercion to be able to get the Roswell crash. Because if they didn't give it to him, he wasn't under a non-disclosure agreement. So he could just tell the whole story, you know? So there you go, he gets the Roswell crash. So then what does Howard Hughes do with RKO Studios? One thing, he fires all the Nazis. Second thing is he sells it to Ricky Ricardo. Ricky Ricardo lost his family in Cuba from Nazis. So Howard wanted to make sure no Nazis took over RKO Studios. Now, what came out of RKO Studios? Mission Impossible and Star Trek. And I'm telling you, Howard Hughes was not a recluse, peeing in jars with long hair and long nails. He went where no man has gone before. And Kirk is an acronym for churches in Ireland, I think it is. And then also Kirk was a Republican, what was right before Civil War. And the Kirks were a secret Republican sect that were trying to get rid of the KKK and trying to keep the republic. And I could talk for 3 weeks on these stories.
Sure.
Sometimes, though, I think I've created a time slip from disclosing too much.
That can happen. I agree that if you disclose too much, like if you research way too much and you really start, like me, like I started believing in all this kind of stuff, and then I started to kind of look at reality a little differently. Things start to kind of shift in their own way. I think Linda wanted to say something. Go ahead, Linda.
Yeah, I wanted to know, are you actually also making the connection between Star Trek and Captain Kirk and all of them?
Yes. Yeah, Star Trek, Captain Kirk, and Howard Hughes. I believe the story of Star Trek was kind of an homage to Howard Hughes because he was on a spacecraft. Yeah, he wasn't some, bum in a hotel who was crazy.
Sure.
He probably paid some bum. He had doppelgangers his whole career.
Yeah, all these elites have it. I hate to cut this short. I have to take one more call so that we can end the show. We've gone over. I appreciate it. Linda, if you want to add anything, caller, thank you so much for the call.
I just want to say Howard Hughes is a fascinating person. And he is somebody that I would really like to dig into because I did follow all of that. But yeah, very fascinating.
Yeah, the connection she was making was very interesting. And I know people on there like, why do you let the callers go so long? It's like, I mean, when I do the time limit, people abuse it anyway. So it says I was just like, the hell with it, right? So I guess I'll just physically cut you off when I talk. So I just kind of have a time limit in my head. Time limit. Say the letters right, Thomas. Katie Fortson, thank you for the super chat. She says, is it just me or was the moon? Oh, I already read that. Donna Montgomery, my bad. Donna Montgomery, thank you so much for the super chat. That was 11 minutes ago. I appreciate it, Donna. Familiar name. Brittany Taylor, $2. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, the caller sounds scared. Now, Fred calls in a lot. He's a good guy. Knows a lot about what he's talking about. So thank you, Brittany. Mr. Spock, there you go. Check out Trump's last tweet, biblical. All right, I will check that out. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mr. Spock. I appreciate it. Taraxicum Aficional, thank you so much again for the super chat, Taraxicum. Katie Fortson, again, this is about her 15th super chat, says, promise me you will both, in bold letters, both, watch all 18 George News Blood Sign series. Then you will know what you are now wondering about Nephilim in ruling the elite, etc. So let me just write it down. All right, I'm gonna write this down. And where is it? George News.
Oh, George News. I've been given the link to this. People have already. Yeah. George News. This whole thing. It must be good because a lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah. Let's go into this. Last caller of the day. How are you? And welcome to Beyond the Headlines with Linda and Thomas. What's your name and where are you from? Are you there?
To me?
I'm talking directly to you, my man. Who is this?
Okay. I'm not going to disclose where I'm from.
Can you give me a name so I can talk to you?
Tom.
Tom?
I'm going to give you a little bit of,
All right, go for it.
A little bit of information.
All right.
That'll help you greatly.
All right.
First off, the Great Awakening goes much deeper than humanity knows.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a war going on since 2016, early. I've been a part of that war. Mm-hmm. I'm at a point now where I can talk.
All right. Let us have it.
If you would like to know the truth about the past, the truth of what is actually going on with humanity, and what the future holds, give me a way to contact you personally, and I will give you this information.
You can contact me on Twitter. DM me.
Contact me on Twitter too.
Yeah, at TRUreporting.
Can you give me a more personal way to contact you?
That's pretty personal. I can give you my email, but I can't guarantee you that I see this email, but I can guarantee you I see this on Twitter. People DM me all the time.
That's the thing. If you contact us on Twitter, we'll give you a personal email from there.
Okay.
Okay. I have to stop right now. Somebody just said, what Donald Trump, I am literally about to get emotional. What the president just tweeted has absolutely blown my mind.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Right. And caller, I didn't appreciate you saying "all man" like that, so you're gone. Check this out.
Well,
this is great. Look at this. The president just tweeted, "My next piece is called 'Nothing Can Stop What's Coming.' But what he says, who knows what this means, but it sounds good to me." That is that's directly at us. Who knows what this means? Well, we know what this means.
Yeah.
He's talking right at us, but he says, but it sounds good to me. That is a wink. That is a tip of the cap to all of us. This next piece is called "Nothing Can Stop What Is Coming." Who knows what this means, but it sounds good to me? That's crazy. Somebody put it in the chat that this is biblical. That really is. That's like a straight thing to us. That's amazing.
By the way, that last caller, if you want to contact me on Twitter, do so, and I will give you a personal contact. And I want to hear what you have to say.
Sure.
But, as far as that goes, I mean, I already knew he was Q+. I mean, don't you think the proofs are just mounting up? I mean, this is like countdown time.
Right.
We're in countdown mode. We don't know when it's going to come. And knowing how these white hats work, they're going to do it when we least expect it, which would probably be over the weekend.
Right.
Because no news ever happens on the weekend. And here's another thing that is it's like all of this truth coming out, all of these things that are superstitions, legends, all of this stuff, that all this mystery is around, and sayings even songs and movies, and all this stuff is starting to make sense.
Right.
This giant matrix of just keeping us from reaching our full potential and actualizing the world, the universe, in a beautiful, loving, higher dimensional way, spiritual way, that I forgot what I was going to say.
I have to. People are discussing this. That the president retweeted this, and this is like 7 or 8 hours old. This just happened 41 minutes ago, and we've been on the show, so it happened during the show. I know the Dan Scavino tweet was yesterday. I saw that too. This is brand new news that the president says, who knows what this means, but it sounds good to me. This is a direct communication to us. This is basically and for the people that say, why'd you cut that guy off? It's because I said I had to stop the show because this is crazy. I wanted to say this during the show. And the guy was like, gave me gruff and was like, oh, well, oh my, he said, oh, he just kind of complained about it. It's my show, our show, but I'm controlling it. So don't get all,
I wish I could remember my point. That really pisses me off.
What were you? All right. Sorry.
I know. I digress.
I'm doing 900 things over here.
I'm MK altered along with everybody else.
Sure.
I'm always calling everybody else a dumbass, but I'm a dumbass too.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good way to end it, to where we just come off the rails. I mean, this is fine. Wow, over 2,100 people, almost 2,100 people watching right now. Thanks to everybody who shared this. That's how you do it. I said even in the chat before the show started, share this link. And if you coming in late, I'll upload it to my channel. You guys can see it. I'll also tweet it out, and I'll tag Linda in it so all of your viewers see it as well. And we'll just dogpile it. But guys, I mean, great show today as usual, Linda. I had a great time. I want to thank everyone who donated, everyone who left the like, everyone who shared. I want to thank the mods. Literally 2 mods in here today. Huge crowd. So Sunny Skies and Shannon, thank you so much for always doing your best work. I love it. This is what we do. I'm not a dick. Whoever just said that. So yeah, I saw it, and I have to address it. But Yeah. Anyways, guys, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. Great topic today. I know this is a triggered group right now, so it's all gravy.
Talk about aliens, people. It's like kind of opens the door wide open. Pleiadians, aliens, alien abduction. The whole thing gets talked about. But we've already been told, and there was just another Q proof. We've already been told by Q and Q plus that the deeper it gets, like the more Alice in Wonderland it's going to be.
Sure.
The more unbelievable it's going to be. So that's why we're here, is to explore these things that maybe at first you say are not believable. But look, if you even do adhere to the Bible, if you just remember that demons are capable of anything, well, they might be capable of creating extraterrestrials as well, or breeding them or whatever, like there's a lot of theories out there that open the door. And Space Force. Why do we have Space Force?
There you go. I don't know what it is, but I just figured this out. Somebody said it in the chat. Next Friday, which is Beyond the Headlines, is Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
On a Friday night too.
Yep, Friday night as well.
Well, I would suggest that we have Space Force because we need it, and that's.
Yeah, we in quote need it, right? Again, always a great time. Linda, you can find Linda on YouTube, McAllister TV. Follow her on Twitter right now. Stop watching this and go follow her right now on Twitter. At Linda_Paris. Follow me right now at TRUreporting. Guys, don't get so sensitive if I get abrupt on this channel, especially because it's a lot going on my end. Trust me, there's so much that I have to take care of.
What he does, or I'd be doing it.
Right. It's ridiculous amount of work to keep in with everything. So guys, don't get triggered, right? Hey, we're winning, and we continue to do so on Beyond the Headlines. So, guys, I want to thank everybody for checking us out. Next Friday.
And to that guy, contact me, Linda_Paris on Twitter.com.
Hit it up.
You have to say, and to everybody, and to you, Thomas, I had a great time.
Absolutely. Guys, I will talk to you all very soon. I appreciate everything today, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Friday the 13th, this coming Friday from 8 to 10. Just start tweeting it now. Just put aside your family, everything, and just come watch us.
Friday the 13th.
That's right. Right. There we go. We got to make a Friday the 13th thumbnail. I'm stoked about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.